North Carolinians condemn state legislature's gerrymandering power grab. This week, North Carolinians gathered virtually to condemn Republican lawmakers bending the knee to President Donald Trump by gerrymandering the state's congressional districts. The event, featuring voting rights and democracy advocates, laid out how the manipulation of the congressional map by Republicans is a blatant effort to diminish the voting power of North Carolinians and rig elections to favor power-hungry politicians.
Normally, in a functioning democracy, you see districts redrawn in two situations. One, after a census to rebalance the population under the 14th Amendment to uphold the concept of one person, one vote. Or the second one is when a court order changes to fix legal violations. What's happening right now is neither. Republicans have openly admitted that this redraw isn't about population balance. It's about removing voters in North Carolina's Black Belt to engineer a partisan advantage. This is retaliation against voters for how they voted, a deliberate effort to silence communities of color and predetermine outcomes in Congress.
As a part of Trump's countrywide push to get more Republicans in Congress, the newly drawn map zeroes in on the 1st Congressional District, which is currently represented by Democrat Don Davis, and divides it in a way that removes Democratic counties with a higher population of black voters and replaces them with more Republican-leaning counties. Republicans already control 10 of the state's 14 congressional districts, in addition to having majorities in the state House and Senate. The disproportion in representation is the result of a party in power that has redrawn the state maps 5 times in just 6 years, thanks to the GOP-leaning North Carolina Supreme Court ruling in 2023 that legalized partisan gerrymandering. Prior to that ruling, North Carolina's 14 congressional districts were evenly shared by 7 Democrats and 7 Republicans. The new maps will leave the voters who make up the purple, 50-50, battleground state of North Carolina with 11 Republicans and 3 Democrats to represent them in Congress. Other speakers at the event pointed to the lack of priorities by Republican lawmakers. As North Carolina is one of the only 2 states in the country without a state budget.
It's now been more than 112 days since the legislature has missed its deadline to pass a state budget. That means more than 100 days without the raises that our educators here in our state deserve. More than 100 days of uncertainty of schools trying to plan for the rest of the school year.
Despite public protests and comments from 12,000 voters, North Carolina Republicans swiftly passed a bill to gerrymander congressional maps. The bill, which Governor Josh Stein cannot veto, was voted on in both chambers with minimal public comment and limited debate for Democrats.
This gerrymandering, or perhaps a better phrase for it, election fraud, election manipulation, election subversion, must be stopped. It is disintegrating the integrity of North Carolina's elections.